Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of How to Do Everything. I am your host, Tommy Dasilo, and today on the show, Matt Stewart and SUREN Jayemanne are going to teach me how to beat the Wu Tang Clan at chess. Hey, something that I don't mention on here all that often is that these episodes are on YouTube. I spend a lot of time dicking around setting up the video every week, so if you want to see the video episodes, if that's the way that you prefer to consume your podcasts, you can find them on my YouTube channel. All of the episodes are up there. And this week is potentially a good one to tune into because you can probably see right now I have a little cut on my nose from where my dog bit me last night. Trouble in paradise. Also, when we get into the episode, you'll be able to see that because I was recording 3 people in a room that I've not recorded 3 people in before, I set the camera up kind of weirdly, and the perspective of where I am sitting and where the guests are sitting makes it look like I am a giant and that SUREN and Matt Stewart are quite tiny. So check that out. These guys also stuck around to do an extra 40-ish minutes of bonus content that you can get on the Patreon from this Friday. Patreon.com/howtodoeverything. Get on there, sign up. There's heaps of bonus episodes up there, all sorts of extra content, and it is a great way for you to support the show and keep me in enough funds to buy Band-Aids to cover up the cuts on my nose from when my dog bites me. Just kidding. Hopefully that never happens again. Today on the show, Matt Stewart, you know from Do Go On and his podcast, Who Knew It with Matt Stewart. Do Go On, one of the most successful comedy podcasts in the country that he's been doing for a very long time with Jess Perkins and Dave Warnicky, an awesome podcast with a lot of fans out there. And his show, Who Knew It with Matt Stewart, is a lot of fun. It's a comedy quiz show that I have been on a couple of times, and he's had heaps of great people on there. SUREN Jayemanne is a writer for The Project. He's been on Question Everything. He's been on The Cook-Up. He's been on a bunch of stuff. He's a great stand-up. These two are great mates. They've been touring around together doing some work-in-progress shows, so I thought it'd be fun to get them in here together, and let me tell you, I was not wrong. This was a great hangout. So enjoy this episode with Matt Stewart and SUREN Jayemanne.
Yeah, I think they're probably more just a coffee place. This is a double shot sort of coffee, okay. I reckon. Yeah.
Matt, I'll warn you, we're officially recording, so anything that you say about this tea is a matter of public record now.
Okay.
If you had any salacious peppermint tea thoughts that you think might ruin the brand, I don't want to be like, gotcha journalisming you.
The thoughts were flowing until you mentioned it.
I know. I'm like, it's just really stuck in my throat. Should I say it?
I'm saying that as a bit, but Matt's really overthinking it. Like, could I be the first person on earth to get cancelled for a peppermint tea opinion? What is the most mild opinion that a person could end up losing it all over? Yeah, that's an interesting one to go through.
I think if you call the peppermint spearmint, if you misgender the peppermint.
I don't think I've ever in my life known, nor will I ever know, the difference between peppermint and spearmint. When I'm at the 7-Eleven and I'm getting some gum and I'm looking at the green extra and the blue extra, I'm more just kind of vibing it out with how I feel on the day. Am I feeling in a blue mood or a green mood? I'm not going, now, what would my palate most prefer? Peppermint or spearmint? Does anyone know, or is this just one of those things that you find out, you do some research and it's like, oh no, they both are the same thing.
I think of a peppermint as a crisper, it's like a hotter mint, and then the spearmint is sort of a softer, rounder mint, Peppermint's like a triangle.
Yep.
And whereas the...
we've already got colours, Matt. We don't need to bring shapes.
Exactly.
We've refined the system.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Peppermint is sort of like a blue.
Yeah.
And then I think of the spearmint more of a greenish sort of thing.
It'd be great if Extra went the extra mile and put the packaging was like different shapes just to really split people down the middle.
What is just mint?
Well, then sometimes you'll just see mint. Yeah. Right? So what is that?
That's probably the square, I
think I would say the default mint is pepper.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think I've ever had spearmint.
I'd agree with that.
In its fresh form.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's a leaf, is it?
I assume
it's a spear. Is a spear a kind of leaf? Now, do you do much editing?
This week I do. You would be well across this, Matt, with Do Go On, I would imagine more so than any other podcast. Like anything that you bring up, like now I'm just picturing someone, they've got the AirPods in and they're in the, they're outdoors, they're picking their mint leaves and they're listening to this. They're like, how can you not know this?
Yeah, and it shouldn't be joked about because this is serious. Man.
Yeah, this is someone's life. Every mundane topic where you're sitting around really Seinfelding it up, like, what kind of coffee should you drink? Is like, that's someone's whole life.
Yes.
There's a guy who was putting little sticky tape on the end of the shoelaces.
Exactly.
That's an actual guy.
Everyone's, every trivial mundane thing is someone's real life. And to a lot of people, that trivial mundane thing is comedy.
Yes.
It's always nice when there's like a comedy joke thievery thing. Do you remember when that guy Jordan Paris went on Australia's Got Talent and he got found out as doing like old Lee Mack routines? And within the show, it was a bit of a scandal. But then they were doing all this stuff about it on like a current affair and interviewing people in the street. And most people they interviewed, I remember being like, what's the big deal? Who cares that he stole someone else's jokes?
Yeah. Everyone else is singing other people's songs on that show.
You get up and you tell a joke at a barbecue. You didn't write that one. You buy a joke book. It's all, no one wrote those jokes. No one wrote any joke. And just being like, oh, the public just don't. This thing that we all cane ourselves over and get driven sort of mad by, people just don't care.
No, wouldn't think about it for a second.
Nah.
Maybe that's what it should be though. It's like tonight when they say singing Shania Twain's hit.
Yeah.
That's like, next up we got Jordan Paris. He's doing some Lee Mack classics.
Yeah.
And like, if you're announcing it like that, then there'd be no problem.
I think all comedy should be open source. So like, what's like maybe ignoring like the real comedy freaks, like the average person, the maximum number of shows they would see at the comedy festival is like perhaps what, 4? Maybe?
Yeah, I'd say so.
The average person, if they really went
I'd
for it.
say they would see them in their group of friends, they'd be the comedy freak.
Yes,
if they're
exactly.
saying 4 shows.
Yeah, exactly. So we write 4 shows every year. There's like a group of writers that there's like 4 shows on, and just a different comedian just takes turn every night to perform it. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to those 4 people like what 4 they're seeing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a
But
great
also
idea.
you'll still get people preferring a style.
Yeah.
I love how Tommy does the material about being an elderly woman or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Is that what his style was? I just picked it because he was wearing green.
Yeah, there aren't any like comedy texts that are like passed down that we all have access to. You know, like Husey Snake's Alive bit by now. It should be like the Iliad, you know? It should just exist, and it's like if you want to put on comedy's equivalent of Homer's Odyssey, it's
public domain now.
Public domain. We all
Snake's
know
Alive.
it.
Yes.
How long do you reckon? 20 years? I reckon
20 years is a long time in stand-up. Maybe 5. Maybe
years.
once you've been doing a bit for 5 years, anyone can just have access to it.
what shouldn't it be? Shouldn't it be when you haven't done a bit for 5 years?
Oh, yeah,
you know,
lapses.
like it lapses.
Oh, like squatters' rights kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So you've
that was
got
the
to
thing
keep
with-
bringing it back every 5 years.
That's
You
the
just got
thing
to do
with Spinal
Snakes
Tap,
Alive.
isn't it? Don't
Yeah.
Spinal Tap have some kind of arrangement like that
every
with
10
the
years, I think they're
studio
gonna-
that made the film? They have to keep doing...
An album or an
Yeah,
appearance.
so they would
or
do these like random... They would pop up at a festival and people would be like, oh, Spinal Tap are back. And then they would just do that one thing so that they could like not
Hold the
have the
rights.
copyright default back to the studio, and the studio make a new version with like whoever the fuck they want.
Which would be really good, I reckon.
Yeah, so Husey is still having to do like 1 gig a year where he's like rolling out Snakes
Snakes
Alive. No one laughs because everyone knows the
Everyone
punchline.
says it along with him.
And he's like, okay, thank you. Job done. Now Husey still gets to own Snakes Alive. I think that would be great.
I saw Husey do Snakes Alive probably with maybe 5 years ago, I reckon.
Oh, really?
So maybe it was the window was closing
Yeah.
for the public domain. But it was a kids gig and for the comedy festival, and it was being filmed, and I was on stage, and Taunton told me that I was not doing very well. I was doing fine, but I was just
Taunton
doing...
told you that?
No. Well, he did, because
Jordan came on the God mic from backstage and went, this is going really badly, by the way.
it was fine, but you know, kids are always wriggling around and they're not really
Sure.
paying attention. And Taunton told me that when I was on stage, Husey was like freaking out, and he was like, "Oh, he's dying up there. What the fuck am I going to do?" And then he went out and did Snakes Alive and just destroyed.
Oh yes, the whole new generation loving Snakes Alive. It must be like, I would imagine like your parent telling you like, you know that guy Dave Hughes that's on the TV, that's on, you know, The Masked Singer and stuff. Like he, you know, when I remember being a kid and seeing him on the gala, and he did this joke about Snakes Alive, and you probably think it's like, you know, when you're 14 or whatever, before you've seen it, and people going Citizen Kane is like the greatest film ever made, and you're like, it looks old and gay and it's in black and white, I'm not interested. And then you watch it at uni and you're like, well, I'll be goddamned, this truly is like the greatest film of all time. I could imagine those kids having the same.
Yes.
Oh, here we go, the Snakes Alive bit that Dad's always fucking going on
and then
about.
being in the room for it. Yeah.
Like, hasn't aged a day. This taps into something that you were talking about, Suren, in the survey, about the difference. I found this fascinating because this is so true. The difference between learning how to do something and then learning how to do something good. They're like two separate steps of the process.
Yeah, I feel like I only learnt this like this year maybe. Or like
I only learnt it today.
I'm learning it now.
An hour ago.
But I think joke writing is the example I used.
Yeah.
But I reckon it's probably true of everything maybe. But like I always, when I was starting doing comedy, found writing very frustrating, or sitting down to try write, couldn't do it. It was hard. And I think it's because I had the expectation there the whole time that I was trying to write something that was good.
Yeah.
And then I got a job for the project, and I feel comfortable to say this because it's now, you know, RIP. But like most of that day was just bashing gags out.
Yeah.
And so I learnt from that to not even care about the quality of the gag. You just put it on the paper, and then just by learning, you learn the structure of how to do something.
Yeah.
And then it became easier to figure out how to make a thing good.
It's very true. Like anything, even as you get older, like a new sort of, even just something that you would consider to be a hobby, like a new pursuit, you go into it and you're like, I mean, I definitely have that thing of like day one of attempting to do something. If I don't feel like not that I expect to be perfect out of the gate, but if I can't see the progress that I'm kind of expecting to have, I think it's a very male thing to go into anything new and be like, yeah, I should
be able to figure this out.
I mean, look, there'll be a couple of hurdles along the way, but I'll be able to go pro within about a week, I reckon. Like, not too many stumbles.
That's
and
learning how to do hurdles. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well.
I assume I can get these though.
Wanting to be pro at stumbling on hurdles. That's an easy one to do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, like having that first day of it where it really is, your first day of anything is just really sitting down and figuring it out and not even like attempting to make any progress. It can be so frustrating.
Yeah.
But it is so hard to learn. And it's funny, like, because it's tying into, we were joking about the public domain comedy, but I was at a gig recently with some newer people, and I was really noticing that like there just is that very like formulaic kind of setup and punchline kind of thing that you have when you start comedy that you notice a lot in newer people before the stuff really has any like personality to it. And it just is that.
Yeah.
You're just figuring out how to, what works for you, what you like doing, what technically is a joke. And so why not learn that with Snakes Alive? Why not use that as your training wheels?
Yeah.
It does make you realize you've been doing comedy too long where you're at a gig and it's like there'll be someone newer on it. It's like every bit you're like, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Especially at a raw heat where like the last one I judged 9 times out of 10, if it was a young man on stage, one of the punchlines would be about rooting someone in his family. I was just really taken with how, if you're like a 19-year-old open micer, the funniest thing you can think about is to be fucking your auntie.
It's really cracked Matt up.
I did not see it going there. It's changed a bit.
A pure mind.
Because it used to always be, it would be about relating the experience of doing comedy to sex.
Classic.
Yeah.
I
But
reckon
now
that's...
they've needed to add a little bit of sauce to it.
It's gotten edgy.
Doing comedy is a bit like rooting your mum.
Yeah. It's great. I love it. I do it I'm doing it for the first time today. Yeah, I just remember that it being at a heat and there being like multiple like brand new people where Yeah, at least one of the punchlines would be, there was one guy I remember seeing, and over the course of his routine, there were multiple reveals where it was him having sex with a family member. This happened 4 or 5 times. And in my head, I'm going like, fuck.
The old rule of 4 or 5.
He's working his way through the whole family tree. Like, no one's safe. And at this point, it's like, you've got to do something with this. You've got to go so far with it.
That's because people, when you're doing Raw, you're so nervous as well.
Yeah.
And then the worst thing that could possibly happen is you've only got 5 minutes of jokes in your whole catalog, and then you hear someone on stage do one of your bits.
Oh, 100%.
And then do again and again. And
especially if it's your best bit.
Yeah, he's done my bit
about
4 times.
Having sex with your sister. So Matt, something that you signaled out, your superpower ability that most people know you for is being tired.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Proved it again today. I've been sleeping all day.
Yep.
I think that's what, if you are, I mean, Suren, you know me pretty well. We should have checked with him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Matt's,
That's my main
a sleepy
trait.
person.
Like if I'm one of the 7 dwarfs.
Yeah.
I'm not Doc.
But it is, like, we are friends, and I think I've never Googled a friend's symptoms before, but Matt, I'm sort of at a level of concern.
Brings it out
Yeah,
in
if
you.
we're traveling together, when I get home, I'll be like, it's maybe snoring. It's got something to do with it.
Yeah. And you're at the age now, you were saying you've been looking into this medically, and they're just like, doctors are stumped.
Yeah, really. I've bounced around a few. They'll all have ideas. I went to like a sleep doctor, and it basically got to the point where he's like, yeah, I don't know. Well, best of luck.
Yeah.
He genuinely shook my hand and said, I don't know. I think his only thing that he said is like, maybe mental health.
Well, this is what I was thinking when you put that on there, is that like it's like one of the big like symptoms of depression, poor mental health is like not wanting to get out of bed. And we really need to strike that off the list because like bed's awesome.
Yeah.
Who wants to get out of bed? It's comfy.
I mean,
you can read a book in there. It's like in the winter, it's warm. Like
I'd love to not be tired, and I'd love to wake up feeling like I'd slept.
Yeah.
But I will always look forward to bed.
Yeah. I could have days where I'm in a bad state, and especially like winter seasonal depression time, where I'm like, I could stay in bed all day and I genuinely am feeling bad.
Yeah.
And I know that that's a symptom of that. But even on the best day where I have something on that I'm really looking forward to and I'm feeling great, things are going well, it's a beautiful day outside, even then when the alarm goes off, I'm like, fuck this. If I had a choice, I'd just stay here for a little bit longer. It's great.
Doing at a great gig, I'm like, this is great. It's fun, but man, I could just be on the couch. I could be in bed.
I know. Yeah. Me and Josh just did a similar thing. Me and Josh Earl, we went and did like a split bill little tour of Brisbane and Cairns. And I tell you what, every time I've travelled to do a new material work in progress thing, on the plane, you feel like you're on death row. You're like, why did I book this in? I would rather be doing anything else. I wish the flight would get cancelled. I wish they would like message me and say there's 0 tickets sold. Don't worry about it. But then like the euphoria that you feel having gotten half an hour out.
Oh, yeah.
If there's some nuggets in there, it's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
No.
That is like the true comedy's post-nut clarity where you're like on the plane home being like, I'm ahead of the curve now. How good's this?
How quickly you go from that, I should be quitting this. Why did I ever think
it's October. I've done half an hour of news. Some of it worked. Now I get to sit there, not look at the notebook until the end of February and then panic at the last minute still anyway.
That is the creative process.
Over the last few weeks, we've done 3 of those: Brisbane, Bendigo, and Geelong. And each one, the first one in Bendigo was kind of fun, but I think it's part of it is that and they like there's a feeling of this is all brand new, and I don't believe I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
And that gets it over the line somehow. And then the Brisbane one, it was not quite as good, but it was okay.
It was also broad daylight streaming.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, we were up at Brisbane at the same time.
Yeah.
We were all taking part in a comedy festival that was over the space of about 3 venues, and it was one day, and there were like 20 comedians there. And I was really marveling when I left Brisbane how few comedians I actually saw once I was there.
Yeah.
I saw Josh and that was about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
I ran into
right.
Dave Thornton in the street and literally that was it. Where were you guys?
We were all within like 300 meters of each other at all times.
Why didn't they say like, hey everyone, come back here afterwards for like?
Yeah.
Why didn't they tell us to go somewhere for
There
like
was
an
no
after party?
hub or
There was no like organized. I just assumed like, well, it's on the one street. I'll just be,
Yes.
it'll be like the start of a musical. I'll just be walking down the street. Oh, Seren's calling at me from the window, and Matt's over in the kebab shop.
I think, Cody did 6 or 7 shows. He probably saw most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were just doing your own shows. But yeah, I like it as a festival idea.
Yeah.
Just own one street. And I believe it's a pretty well-known street in Brisbane.
Yeah. It's right near Suncorp Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell someone else's story that is not mine to tell. I was not present for it, so apologies for that. But Josh was telling
Snakes
me...
alive.
Yeah, I thought
I was feeling peckish the other day. Little sugary treat. Josh was telling me that after one of his shows, Goxie was there, and Josh was like, anyway, I got to run off to this other gig now at this venue. And Goxie was like, do you want a lift? And Josh goes, it's across the street. You live here.
Also,
Yeah,
doesn't
mate, give me the lift.
Goxie famously walks from
Piggyback.
the airport to
Yeah. I guarantee Goxie's car would have been parked further away than the Lord Alfred. So the idea of Josh going there, getting in the car,
That's
doing
real
laps
fun.
around the block trying to find a second park.
He came to like the end of he must have just been going around to the end of gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw it. Yeah.
He was leapfrogging around.
Yeah. You saw him?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah. I saw him.
He's the common link then.
Yeah.
We can verify.
I
we're
saw
all
him
there.
and then I met Dicko for the first time.
Oh,
It was a
nice.
huge afternoon for me.
Yeah, that is.
Was it a touchdown? Is that him?
I don't get it. So you were there, Matt. You were doing, you guys were doing stand-up together. You were doing your pod. Fuck, you must have been fanging for 9 eyes after that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Tell you
brother.
what, yeah. I think we flew back at 7 a.m. the next day.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
And whenever I'm traveling, like when I travel with Do Go On, Warnicky loves an early flight home. He's like, get home, make the most of the day. I'd prefer to check out at the last possible moment.
Same.
But I'm like, sure. And me making the most of the day is pretty much going straight to bed when I get home.
I'm so the opposite. An excuse to just piss a day up against the wall. Great. Check out late.
Yeah.
I mean, you're flying to, like, if you get home early enough to, like, have a full day, you're so fucked from getting up early
exactly.
and being on the flight anyway.
100%.
That day is gone, especially if you're, God forbid, you're flying back from somewhere like Perth where it's a long flight and you lose time. That day is gone. You are not, oh no, I'll get the red eye and then I get in at 7 a.m. and I can go to work.
Yeah.
Loser alert.
I came back from Adelaide this week and I had a 2 o'clock flight. So I had late checkout, went to a cafe, had a massage, then got the flight.
Yep.
Got home, went to bed.
Incredible.
So like,
Incredible stuff.
it was a great day.
I met someone in a band once who was telling me that they have like 3 kids at home and they'll be on tour with the band, and I don't know why he disclosed this to me, because like I don't have kids. It's not like we were getting deep into like kid responsibility chat, but he was like, look, I'll admit, I'm not embarrassed to admit this. It's, a little shameful, but there's been a couple of times where, we've done the gig on the Saturday night, had a few beers afterwards, early flight back, and then I've been calling from the airport being like, oh, flight's got delayed, going to be a bit late. And then I've just gotten in the car when I've gotten back to Melbourne Airport and just parked around the corner from our house and had a nap for a couple of hours. And he's like, because I know once I get back in the door, it's like, you go out, go to a movie, see your friends, I'm taking it all on. But I'm just buying myself a couple of extra hours. And I was like, it's kind of a dirtbag move, but I kind of really love that you're disclosing that to me in spite of the fact that I barely know you.
yeah, that's a real grim.
Just book a later flight.
Yeah, you could do that.
How good is the quality of sleep if you're parked in the street in your car, just praying that the family don't happen to be on a neighborhood walk
Why
and
even
come
drive
past?
that close to your house?
Why is Daddy dead in the car?
You could drive anywhere. You got to go 2 streets away from your house.
That is.
At the
They're
very
walking the
least,
dog.
just book a different flight. Like, just change the flight yourself and go, it got delayed.
Yeah, because like it's not a foolproof plan anyway. If they're checking, if they're going to check the flight, they'll say it's not delayed.
Yeah.
So it may as well just be a different flight.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could just have a conversation with your wife and say, I'm really tired after these gigs. Do you reckon I could have...
But I think this touches on something beautiful because I think most people do this in some form or another. I definitely do this. This link of the story where he's like, well, this is my job, so I have to be away from home. Okay. And then he's like, I get back and I'm going to be really tired. Why are you going to be tired? Well, because I simply had to stay out until 5 a.m. The bit of the story that you tell as if it's something that's being inflicted upon you when it's like, yeah, brother, just wrap up I know the adrenaline's pumping, but just
I was literally trapped.
Have a heaps normal. Go back to the hotel room and catch the last end of a movie on free-to-air TV.
Which sounds pretty good.
It's not glamorous. This is someone who's been in a band for this band have been going for 30 years at this. So this isn't like some 19-year-old who's just still. Yeah. This is someone who's been around the block a few times. They've seen it all.
Are you trying to figure out who it is?
No.
Oh, you 30
Couldn't care less,
I was just
honestly.
enjoying the story.
I'm trying to move the topic along so we can talk about anything else.
No, I'm thinking about sleeping in cars. I think I don't know. There is something real nice and secure and safe about just sitting in a car.
Oh,
by
really?
yourself.
I would have thought that's
Maybe
the
not to
opposite of
sleep,
that.
but
everyone there's windows.
Or just the private, alone time of it. I think.
Oh,
I've done
more than a bed inside your house.
You feel like it's a little. Maybe it's like a kind of like isolation pod.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because I'll sometimes go if it's like the weather's real shit. I have to take the drying to the laundromat, and so I'll sit in the car park while it's in the laundromat in the car. And sometimes it's my favorite hour of the day.
Yeah,
yeah. Once it was raining out, so it was all fogged up.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
And when it's rainy, rain involved is great.
Yeah.
So I think you're just feeling protected from the rain. It's like rain on a tin roof.
Yes,
You never feel cozier than that.
It was very calming.
I'm loving the image of people being in this laundromat, seeing you come in, and they're all there waiting for their drying. You put it all in, see them, and then they just watch you go and sit in the car and just watch them through the window. You're like, this motherfucker, too good to hang out in the laundromat.
Yeah, I mean, no one's talking in there.
Yeah,
There's no vibe.
You would agree with this. I've often thought, and maybe this is a thing that I could imagine seeing an Instagram reel about this, that you find out that there's a part of the world where they do have this, but just a place. I don't know what I'm describing. Not a hotel, but if you're in the city and you've got sort of two things and there's a bit of a gap in between, not long enough to go home. It's been so often I'm like, I wish I could just go have a nap.
Yeah.
I wish there was a room that I could go to and just have a nap for an hour.
Oh man, I've been thinking about this for so long. I'm with
bet.
you, and I think that's basically what I think of a massage. You book an hour massage.
Yeah, good point, actually.
And the best part of it is if they're busy and you're just lying there at the start and it's just calm, soothing. I'm like, what if I paid half the price and you just let me
my God.
have the room?
That's great. Getting in there and immediately being like, you can go.
Yeah.
How hard do you want it?
Deal.
I want it so soft that it actually feels like you're not touching me because you're not.
Yeah. What's that? The one where they're not touching you? But do that only from another room.
Yeah. Just
if you
pretend.
just think about it somewhere else.
That's enough. Yeah. I'm really sensitive. I've got really brittle bones.
Yeah.
Even the thought of you touching me might be too severe.
Well, I think that could be a deal. They've usually got a bunch of rooms. So just if the spare ones go all right, half price, you can just have the room for an hour.
I know that once you open your hotel up to an hourly rate, then obviously they are thinking that people are going to be coming in there for illicit affairs and whatnot. But if you made it strict one person only, we'll do you a good rate because you're one guy, you're here for an hour. Guess what? I don't even want to get under the covers. Just a little curling up in a little ball on the top. Maybe even just reading my book. I just want somewhere so much of Comedy Festival is like walking around with like a weird gap in between things, and you're like, I just want to sit somewhere. I don't want to be in a fucking pub. I just want to be in a quiet room on a couch.
I always go to the what's that? It's a big gold building near the town hall. I think maybe the
Trump Tower?
Hyatt. Yeah, it's the Trump Tower.
Really relaxing in there.
I go piss on the doorstep, and then the Grand Hyatt, I think it is. The hotel. You could go down. There's a little lounge down there.
I feel like every few years there's like someone finds a good new little spot to just kind of be in.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it gets
ask any
overrun.
questions.
You shouldn't be broadcasting.
That's probably true.
Can you bleep that out?
Yeah, I will. I'll edit the whole thing out. You know what? Let's just start the whole thing again.
No, we can't. I'm excited that maybe someone listening will be like, I know what Matt has.
I know.
He's been to all the specialists.
This
I
is
have
the
been
thing.
diagnosed a few times by listeners of podcasts.
Suren, you're a child chess prodigy. Which I found interesting. I do remember you posting about this a while ago.
My dad was a child chess prodigy, and then he taught me how to play, and so I was very good. I've actually played in this building upstairs at the runner-up bar or whatever. They have a chess club here in Collingwood, and I played a lot as a kid. I never beat my dad. He's so good, but I was able to beat pretty much everyone I played at school.
Was that like a thing that you had at the time? You're like, I got to take Dad down. God, I am going to feel like a man when I finally smash my dad at chess.
It was a big motivation for a long time. I think the first time I beat him was like a couple of years ago, but it's because he's mentally in decline. So I think that was just almost a more sad moment than it was a bittersweet moment.
You're holding off getting that diagnosed because you're like, I'm thinking I could take this guy at chess finally. I don't want it on the record that I had a bit of assistance here.
There's an asterisk next to that one.
Big asterisk, but I played a lot as a kid, and then I think actually my mum convinced our school to put in a chess club.
Oh yeah.
And I was like the captain of it, and it was all I was flying high for a couple of years.
And I liked that because you're totally right. You mentioned that there was a point because I played a little, never to that level, but I was into chess when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
And then, like a lot of things, when you're younger, you're like, that's actually kind of nerdy. I'd better bail out now before anyone kind of catches on.
Yeah.
And I get too much flack about this, and then things come back around, and now, like, that's a hip. Like, I've been up at that bar when they have the chess club on.
It's the coolest people.
Yeah, it's all like 20-year-olds. It's all like fucking baddies and jocks playing chess against each other. It's crazy.
It is crazy, and I hate it. I hate that it swung that big. I mean, it is because of Queen's Gambit and COVID a bit. I think like people really got into it, and the chess.com app and stuff.
I think there's something like. I think there's like a beautiful aesthetic to it as well.
Yes.
Which I think you see a lot of like, I've seen like clothing labels do their own like cool chess set that's very like the blocks are color coordinated and the pieces are kind of funky and it folds up into a really cool, neat little box that you can carry around. Like there's so many things about it that lend themselves to like
little design,
like on-trend kind of stuff that everyone's now an expert in.
Yeah, I think that is true, but that is why when I played for the first time again, like in person, last year I think, or maybe the year before, where my partner signed me up for this competition that was like sponsored by a big whiskey brand, and they were because like the GZA and RZA, they're like obsessed with from the Wu Tang Clan, they're obsessed with chess. So this was just like a big paid gig for GZA. Yeah, but he came and he played like these 3-minute games against people, and it was a big activation for this whiskey brand, but it was a tournament. My girlfriend signed me up for it, and then because everyone's used to playing on the app, it's very different when you play on the board. Like the perspective's different, just the feeling, it's all tactile, and and I was just schooling everyone, and I was moving like a freak as well, which was I think intimidating them. And then I got to play the GZA in chess, which was
mad.
Which was like the best thing. So it was worth being a nerd at school, I think. Like it did pay off in the end.
You saying you don't like that it's cool now, and then it's like here's an activation for a whiskey brand. That is like as far away from like my dad taught me how to play this.
It's crazy.
And now I'm going up against one of the Wu Tang Clan. Yeah. Did you beat him?
There was a DJ there and stuff as well. It was insane. And he was up on a platform and then there was televised on a big projector.
Yeah.
people hanging around watching.
I skipped the question.
I did beat him, but
Yes.
I beat him on the clock, so I think it was pretty evenly matched.
Right.
Okay.
And then I started setting the pieces up because it was all really quick. I didn't get a chance to like talk to him at all. You're just playing, and I start setting up the pieces, hoping to have a bit of small talk.
Was
with
this
GZA.
before or after you did a show with referencing Wu Tang Clan?
After, yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's
only
fine.
like a year ago.
Yeah, right.
But and then he was like,
Did you tell him, hey, I did a comedy festival show that referenced you guys?
I should, yeah, I didn't. He,
Man, I think that's a
That's
good,
a smart.
That's
That's a smart move, I reckon.
I was
it's-
like, yeah.
It's funny what you'd say. Like, I went and saw the Saints play a final in Adelaide on the weekend, and I met the captain after. Like they I think in the women's league for some reason they're still making them stand out on the ground. You know, you can meet the players and stuff. And I said to her, we lost real bad. She was obviously flat. The captain, first final the Saints have played. And I go, that sucked. And I'm getting, because the night before I'm on a podcast and people are being awkward to me. And I'm like, why are we? And then the next day it's flipped around and I'm doing exactly what they were doing.
It's crazy when you do something where you have people come up to you, and so you've also met people that you're a big fan of in some way or another, and you've been on both sides of it. You've experienced the over-enthusiastic fan. Doesn't stop you from being the over-enthusiastic fan. You've also copped weird, sort of just like one person, like nothing responses that come across as kind of rude. But then you've also kind of done that to people because you're like, I don't really know what to say to that. Thank you. I'm going to go back over here with my friends now.
That's right. So I'm always like, when people are going, I'm sorry I'm being so awkward. I'm like, no, you're not. It's not awkward.
It's a
at all.
weird situation.
But that one on top, like I'm never have just lost a final when I'm meeting people. So she's on top of everything else. She's like, I wish we played better than that and all this sort of stuff. Whereas I'm meeting people after a gig that normally they're at least fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go to her. This is the one that's been ringing through my ears.
Oh no.
Because I said, I brought up the loss, and they're like, "Why? Be more positive." That's what I'm saying in my head. So I go, it sucks to have lost. And I go, but how great?
That's really insightful, man.
Yeah, I know. That's real. She would have been
really
like,
wise.
Thank you so much. I actually really thought about it. It does suck.
Yeah. Maybe I will drive my car off a bridge on the way home.
But then I go, I'm like, be more positive. So I go,
at least you don't have cancer.
We made finals, but I just phrased it so when I go, I'm proud of us.
I'm
proud of us.
Oh, no.
And instantly as I said it, I'm like, oh.
That is the thing that has I've found so fascinating for my whole life about being, if you're very into sport and you're very into a team, you're allowed to sit there and go, we did this. And it's like, that's just an accepted part of it. It's allowed. Like, I love Nintendo games. I can't be looking at the financial reports that they brought out and just go, fucking great year for us.
Another great.
God, we're pumped. The Switch 2's selling great. People will be like, oh, is this?
Yeah, you working for
You
Nintendo?
didn't put this on LinkedIn yet. Did you get a job there? No. I just mean, because I'm a fan and I'm like actively engaging with the games. I'm sort of part of the landscape.
Well, look, Tommy, I don't want to pull you up on a fact here like some people are doing at home. They're
of
yelling
course.
at their iPods.
Yeah.
But I'm a paid up member of the St Kilda Football Club.
Yeah.
And it is a member-owned club. So unlike Nintendo,
Well,
I guess it would be more like if you're a shareholder.
I've got a Switch Online subscription that's coming out of the account every month that's like keeping them afloat.
Yeah, that's equivalent.
But I fully agree that it's not right. And I regretted saying it.
No, but it's weird, isn't it? Because you would be allowed to be on a forum and being like us, we, etc.
I reckon we're a chance this week.
The moment that you formalize it to someone
it's like,
actually from within the organization, puts it out in black and white of like, oh, this is a crazy way to behave.
And it's also you're trying to catch and save the first thing you said.
I know. I'm like I'm digging my way out of the hole.
But I would say weirdly though, we're making fun of you, but weirdly, if you were to go, instead of like, what did you say again? I'm
proud of us.
I'm proud of us. Yeah, I guess it's like if you went, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's patronizing.
That's so weird.
Yes.
So there's just
like,
no...
No, I shouldn't have. I'd been drinking. I never would have gone up to her otherwise. I'm like, I'd love to get a photo, but what I should have said was, congrats on making finals. Could I get a photo?
Yeah.
Took a photo and walked away.
Yeah.
That would have been about. But what I really should have done was not go up to her at all.
Yeah.
She's clearly not wanting to be there.
Having the parasocial relationship that people have with podcasters but about a footy team is so great. Look at all my friends running around down there.
That's the
Wish
thing.
I was down there with them.
Because I go for a uniquely historically bad sporting team.
Did you tell her that?
That's how I'm like, oh no, too positive in a weird way. Geez, haven't been good forever. So I feel like to me it's like it's harder to be, like equally not doing anything with a Hawthorn supporter, which Suren is.
Yep.
But they're like the opposite. They're historically good. They win a premiership every few years.
Sure.
On average. What an easy thing to do to support a team like that.
Yes.
I'm the one, I think...
Yeah, you're right. Fuck you, Suren.
I think the Hawthorn players are better, but the Hawthorn supporters are shitter to me. It's like it's the easiest thing to do is to support a good sporting team. I think Saints supporters are actually the best supporters.
Yeah, but how often do you hear about... But people are locked in one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are rare people who are like... I'm just going to sort of all of a sudden support Hawthorn and never tell people that
I think
used
it's
to go
more
for
likely
Celtics.
though that they'll just, if they're going for a bad team, they'll just slip away and not really care that much about football anymore.
It's interesting. There's a lot of people in comedy who I have no idea who they go for, and it's not until a team kind of randomly starts doing well again, and you see the posts that you're like, oh,
Looking
wow,
for a
this
grand final
person
ticket?
goes... Oh, this person goes for this, and this person goes for this team. Yeah. What I love about this interaction is that sometimes you have those moments where you're analysing it the next day and you're kind of doing the play-by-play and you're doing you're doing the choose your own adventure, go back in time. Oh, maybe at this point I should have said this instead. And then there are some interactions where you're like, no matter what way I went with it, I just shouldn't have been in the room.
Yes.
I just shouldn't have even engaged. There was no way of saving it. So I can at least feel okay about that, I guess.
I mean, also the other way to look at it is I don't think she's thought about it.
No,
once.
she wouldn't have thought about it again.
Of course.
She wasn't really, she would have hardly been listening to what I was saying. She's just she's thinking about the game that's just happened, thinking about, she's
thinking about the mark she missed or something.
Yeah.
That's right. She's
And
thinking
I
about
bet-
next
and
year
again,
and she's thinking about...
Doing anything public facing, there are people out there who've met you, Matt Stewart, who still to this day, probably 10 years on, are kicking themselves like, I'm such a fucking idiot. Why did I say that to him after that gig?
You probably get it. People will come up to you and say, oh, I'm still thinking about the thing I said 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, I sent you a DM about this and you're
And I love it when they do because I can say, I want to absolve you of any of that guilt.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what
It's
would you...
absolutely...
does this make you feel better? I don't think about you at all.
I think the last time it happened, I said, "Oh no, I remember that. No, I thought that was really funny."
Yeah.
And that was and it was true.
That's good
Yeah.
absolution.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
don't
you
think
definitely don't
there's
need to worry about that.
anyone on earth who does something performance-based that hasn't also met someone that they're a fan of and made a complete cunt of themselves. So you would have to be the worst person on earth to be super judgmental
Yes.
about an interaction where someone's just trying their best and is a bit
Yeah.
awkward. Especially because sometimes people are just really rude to you. So it's that's the thing that's taking precedence.
yeah, definitely.
The world's a fucking nightmare. Someone just sort of stumbling over their words is that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, after having bought a ticket to come and see you at a
Yeah.
thing, you're like, no, you could have to really physically assault me for me to think
Yeah.
that and I think you've paid for your ticket. Maybe you should get one shot in.
Yeah. Is there a movie in this? The thing of people on Earth gaining the ability to push a button and every interaction that they're playing over in their head that's embarrassing to them, the person that it's about becomes immediately aware of it and has to watch a video.
That's fun.
There's something in that's real
It's
Black
very,
Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah. Because
So you get a little email that tells you, sends you the memory.
a little video for some reason of it happening, and you get a tracked thing of the amount of cumulative hours over their life that the person has been replaying that moment.
Yeah.
The one that comes up for me a lot is not long after maybe 3 or so years after we'd started Little Dum Dum Club, I was in New York. There was an American band called Dum Dum Girls who I loved. Weird coincidence. Dum Dum spelt the same, D-U-M. And I loved that band, so I went and saw them because I happened to be playing while I was in New York. And afterwards I was walking around and I met the singer, and I was so drunk. I was like 24 or something. I was so drunk, and I went up and I was like, hey, I do this podcast and it's called The Little Dum Dum Club. And she was like, okay. And I'm like, it's kind of sort of like it's like your name. Isn't that crazy? And she's like, yeah, right. And just kind of like this cool, really hot girl. She was wearing like a really short, like shorts and like leggings, like done up super hot. And this fucking nerd comes up to her, and that band doesn't even exist anymore. Like, she wouldn't have even been thinking about that a minute later. Yeah. And it's burned. It's like, I love that band, but they'll come up on shuffle and I'm like,
triggering. Trigger warning with shuffle.
Oh, man. Those things where you put yourself out there with someone and you're like, if this goes badly, this is going to ruin an entire body of work for me.
So she's just got a little email about that now, right?
Yeah.
And what in the Black Mirror episode, what happens then? Can she contact you?
Well, I think it's like everyone's getting them all at once.
Right.
Everyone on Earth, let's say it's something happens, everyone on Earth gets I don't know whether it's like, it would be too much for it to all be downloaded into your brain all at once. You'd probably like pass out, having this sudden influx of negative memories.
Like Obama, or an American president who's meeting people all the time. His head just explodes.
He's in a coma. Yeah, that's actually a good wrinkle to it. The more popular you are, but maybe there are just people out there in the street. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like everyone. Let's say it's this. Everyone on Earth gets like a CD-ROM in the mail. Then we're introducing a nice little aesthetic thing. And then for most people, they're having to scramble to be like, well, I don't even have anything that can run a CD. So you're having to dig out an old laptop and plug it in and put it in, and then it's just a folder full of movies, full of movie files, MP4s that you're watching that are like as if it's from a TV show, the way the person remembers it in their brain too. So it's subjective.
Yeah, I like that because you wouldn't have experienced it that way.
It's like the thing where, like, what is it? When you remember something, you're not remembering the event. You're remembering, you're remembering how you feel about the memory. So it's become completely degraded.
The last time you thought about it, yeah.
It's
a wild idea.
Right, so it's that. It's completely editorialized
So
footage.
you wouldn't even recognize it at first.
Who's that? Yeah, they're picturing you as... And so many of them will be about the wrong person.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's great.
I wasn't even in that city.
It's like Homer when he's remembering the monorail meeting and he's like, Marge, I've got a photographic memory, and there's like people with two heads and there's like a snake in there. It'd be like that. It'd be like, I don't fucking... But I bet, like, if you're someone who is, a popular performer, and you've met... A lot of yours are people who've met you after gigs, and then the way they see you is like a god, right? If you're a big pop star, you'd just be like, oh, look at this. I'm like 8 foot tall and I'm like made out of gold.
This is great. I better watch this.
Yeah, I think that would be... I think that's a good... I don't know where the premise goes from there, but I don't know. How many do you reckon you're getting? How many for both of you guys? Like, do you reckon there's a high volume of people that have walked away and been like, I'm so fucking...
No, I wouldn't have thought
not too high. It would all fit on the one disc.
It's
not a Titanic situation, having to load up the second tape with rough SUREN interactions.
I wonder if I'm sending out as many as are coming back to me as well. Because, I've had a few, I reckon, where I've been awkward.
I mean, it's just the worst feeling in the world to like meet someone and embarrass yourself in front of them. And so anytime someone does relay to you, to know that you're a part of that on the other side. Anytime someone is like, oh, I'm sorry, I met you 6 years ago and I said this really awkward thing. You know how bad it feels. So knowing that you created that for a person is like such an awful feeling.
Energy imbalance because you're excited, but to them you're nothing. Like they're neutral to you. So you come in with that excitement, but then you also only have one sentence that you've prepared. So very soon it's just you're there like a puppy dog, but you've got nothing left to contribute. It's diabolical.
SUREN, something else you brought up that I've actually been thinking about this week a little bit is the you have like a real, respect for like higher status people in the room and like culturally a real like auntie uncle like appreciation.
Yeah,
which I'm kind of fascinated by when you travel to other places and there's like a formalized. Like I remember going to Singapore for the first time and the food hall, the hawkers markets, where there'll be like a separate line for anyone over a certain age. Just this formalized, on public transport, it's like, yeah, you're meant to give your seat up for an older person, but most people are just on their phone, not even like this really formalized.
And also, I feel like, I mean, I reckon most people have tried it once. And if you try it and get it wrong...
Offering your seat
to an older person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not... Like, a lot of older... Classic Aussie boomery kind of people don't think of themselves like that. So they're like,
that's
more
going on the
offensive.
CD-ROM.
Yeah.
I had a moment yesterday where I was standing on the tram, someone sitting down offered their seat to an old person that was behind me who I had not seen get on the tram. And I thought it was to me, and I thought, oh my God. Like, I really felt like I was going to pass out. I was like,
well, you could have used that seat. they read the situation.
That's the irony. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I was really like, I need to go home and I don't know what I need to do. Finally book that trip to Turkey, whatever needs to fucking happen. But this is like...
Are you still
I'm
gym junkie in?
Huh?
You're still you're a gym junkie for a while in COVID,
I've been back in. I've been back in lately.
So that would have hit even harder, right? You're like, I'm working out.
I'm trying my hardest. I'm not even 40 yet.
Yeah, there's got to be a line.
Person had snuck on and gotten on so close. I've never been more relieved to see a decrepit old cunt in my entire life.
And they were old, like proper old.
Yeah, I would say they were also... I did see a bit of a thing in there because they were like, no, I'm fine. Like, I did see a bit of... They weren't like on with like the wheeler or the trolley or anything like that. They just looked a bit, hunched and a bit wrinkled. Like, probably maybe could have used it, but not that they like needed it.
Yeah. I reckon, if you're going to do it, just get up.
Yeah.
And, then it's
push them into it.
There if they want it. But it is
do the thing where you kick them in the back of the knee and buckle them.
I reckon, but in Singapore, it's probably much more accepted because it's formalised. So you go, oh, would you like a seat? And they won't feel like they're being judged. They're just like, I respect you. This is a nice thing.
Yeah, and there's
here
cultures.
It's like, here you go, old cunt.
Yeah.
You need this more than me. You look shit house.
or more often than not, it's like everyone's just in their own world. So the person that truly does need the seat is having to get on and be like, hey, can I please have that seat? Whereas like, any culture where it's just a bit more built in of like, hey, this person's been around a little while. They got knowledge, they got wisdom. Give them some fucking respect.
They got sore legs.
It's so nice to have like a system where it is like you do keep gaining respect.
Yes.
As you get older, and younger people know that's going to be me. Everything going well.
Yeah.
So you're sort of paying it.
I think that has to be part of the. You have to see yourself in that. You'd be like,
the West. It's like once you're 41, it's like you're
invisible.
You are a fucking loser.
Yeah. I'm 40. Turned 42.
Would have been funny if the old guy behind you was
Tommy.
I have material at the moment about how it sucks to be a millennial because something's happened recently where now everyone hates us. The boomers and the Gen Z, it's like really the only thing they line up on is that millennials fucking suck. And so the whole point is, and it went well, like it's worth noting that the gig had gone well. And then I walked off and the MC, who was a bit younger than me, went, yeah, fuck millennials. And then everyone laughed and cheered. And so I was like, everyone was on board with my premise of me being like, we suck. But then they all do genuinely think, even though most of them probably also were millennials, all fucking agree that we suck. It's like, oh my God,
funny.
This is devastating. But yeah, the idea that you're right, you have to see yourself in that thing of like, hey, because there's nothing worse than like, if you're in the West and you're like, I'm an old man who's worthy of commanding respect. It's like, you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it.
But also worthy of commanding respect to a baby boomer Australian man is not being offered a seat. That's disrespectful.
Yes.
So it makes it really grey and blurry.
I think that is a good point. I think in the West, as you get older, you start to get obsessed with the idea of how disrespected you're being on an hourly basis.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't patronise me.
Yeah. That time I was in Singapore, I remember getting to the stall that I had heard was really good. And there was this older lady there in the old lady line, and she sort of saw me looking at the menu trying to kind of figure it out. And she was like, this is the one to get. This is the like best one, the most popular one on the menu. I'm like, oh, great. Thanks so much. So then, or maybe I was already in the other people line, but she'd kind of seen me and she was helping me out. And then she orders, she goes off. And then the guy behind me, who's like kind of roughly my age, he leans in and he's like, hey, I just wanted to say that auntie who just told you the best thing to get, she was kind of wrong. Like, that thing's actually not that good. The thing that you want to get is this. And you could tell he was just so conflicted between wanting to help out someone, clearly a tourist, to get the best possible meal, but also the like internal guilt of being in defiance of the opinion of someone who outranks him in literally every way.
Tommy,
was just clearly really eating away at him.
I really hope you ordered both meals. And figures out once and for all which generation is right.
I hate the old lady thing, and I find her in the hawk hall. I'm like, what do you call this slop, you old bitch? Maybe in the nursing home this is considered high cuisine, but where I'm from, we've got a little place called the Hog's Breath Cafe, so we demand a slightly higher standard. Fun stuff there with Matt and Suren. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed hanging out with these boys. And in fact, I enjoyed it so much that we did an extra 40 minutes of a bonus episode that is going to be on the Patreon in a couple of days, or might be up there now, depending on when you're listening to this. Patreon.com/howtodoeverything is where you can get on there, get that bonus episode when it drops, as well as all of the bonus episodes that are up there at the moment. And you can support the show, which I super, super appreciate. Get onto Instagram if you are enjoying the show. Follow us on there. There's clips every week. You can send me a message and validate the way that I am choosing to spend most of my time in the week doing this podcast. It's always nice to hear from people. Thank you to everyone who drops me a line to say that they're enjoying the show. Leave a review on your podcast app of choice. Guys, thank you for listening, and I will see you next week for more How to Do Everything.